get it started with our Magnetism WordPress theme install and setup tutorial. So I've got creatingcode.com open in front of me here right now. If I go into WordPress themes, you'll see our Magnetism theme is here. So we're going to install the free version. There's a pro version, which I'll come back to a little bit later on in this tutorial. For the purposes here, you can see, click on the demo link, which if you've never seen Magnetism before, essentially it's a beautifully designed blog / news / magazine theme, and spent quite a lot of time researching the best magazine design patterns for 2017, and yeah, I mean it's a joy to behold. So let's go back to, you can see here, if you want to get Magnetism free, that will bring you over to wordpress.org. So Magnetism is a free WordPress theme. See, it just went live very, very recently. And yeah, what we're going to do is we'll start with the assumption that you've managed to install WordPress from your hosting company. So yes, this is a .org self-hosted WordPress theme. If you use WordPress.com, you will not be able to use Magnetism. If you do not have hosting, at this point, we'd recommend SiteGround, and you'll find a link below. And SiteGround is probably our favorite host for getting beginners and experienced WordPress users alike up and running very quickly with no issue. So let's make the assumption that you've got WordPress installed. So to set up Magnetism, we go to Appearance and Themes. And because it's a free WordPress theme, we add New, and then we just do a very quick search for Magnetism. And there you'll see it pops up. And if I click Install, and click Activate, you'll see that Magnetism is now installed. And a couple of things to note here once Magnetism has been installed. There are a number of recommended plugins. Contact Form 7, which is, yeah, I mean, everybody knows, anyone who's used WordPress for any kind of time has probably come across Contact Form 7, which is used for inquiry forms. Kirky, which is our theme options framework, and the recent posts widget with thumbnails. So there are 3 plugins. Again, they're not required. They just enhance the experience of using the theme. You'll also notice here that we have a little just note to go into our Getting Started section with Magnetism. If I click in there, you'll see this is the start of our help center. So everything you need to know to get the most out of Magnetism, and we'll come back to that a little bit later on. Before I go any further, I'm going to install the recommended plugins. So what I like to do is just very quickly do a bulk action install, hit apply. Our plugins are now installed. And I'll just do the same to activate them. So our plugins are installed and activated. Now let's have a quick look and see what we see when we go to the front end. So right now we have a brand new installation of WordPress. We've no content in there whatsoever other than that which comes with default WordPress installation, which is why you can only see this hello world post. And we've installed Magnetism. So what I want to do next is try and get this site to look very similar to our theme demo. So let's go ahead and have a look at how we do that. So the first thing you'll want to do is head on over to our theme documentation. So again, link is below. And you can see here we have Magnetism install and setup guide. So again, I've made some notes just about hosting, and we've already done the install step 1, the required plugin step 2. So now we're down to step 3, which is how we add our demo content. Now, you'll see here, I'm not going to read out everything that's written on screen, but in summary, right down the bottom here, you'll find 2 files, the demo XML file and the widgets WIE file. So I've gone ahead and downloaded both of those files, and you should do the same. Then what we do is we go back to WordPress, go to Tools, Import, and we use the native WordPress content importer. we're going to head and install it. I'm going to change this to run import. I click that. And now I'm going to go ahead and select the files that I just downloaded. So first the XML file. So the file may take a few minutes to import. You want to hit download and import file attachments. You can see on my host here it's quite fast. On your machine, on your server rather, this could take a little bit more time. So just be patient and click it once. So that's the content importer complete. If I go back to my site now, you'll see that we have a lot more content on our blog. You might be wondering why these are gray. So essentially we on our demo site are using proper images. We can't distribute those from our main, from WordPress.org. So instead we distribute gray placeholders to show you with width and height how big your images should be on your site. Again, it can be different sizes, but that's just the optimal recommended sizes. So just in case you're wondering where these images are, they're not distributed with the demo content. And the other thing I want to do is I want to import the widgets that come with the theme. So to do that, I need a plugin called the Widget Import and Export plugin, which is a wonderful plugin. Save you oodles of time. It's this guy here, by churchthemes.com. So we hit install again, and we hit activate. And then what you want to do now is go to Tools, Widget Importer and Exporter. And finally, we click the WIE file we downloaded. I hit Import Widgets, and you can see all our widgets have now been imported. So again, if I go back to our blog homepage, you can see now we've populated a lot more widgets down the right hand side here in the main sidebar, and also we've got some new footer widgets down the bottom here. So that really just helps you to jumpstart the whole process about how you create your website on Magnetism. Of course, you may already choose to use Magnetism with an existing WordPress site. That's absolutely fine. You want to be careful just if you are importing any content or widgets that you don't unnecessarily upset the nature of your own website's content. So generally, I don't recommend that you import the demo content to an existing site. But look, your mileage will vary. Of course, what you should do in all cases is use, if you're hosted with something like SiteGround, use their staging site creator to actually do this all on the staging environment before you actually do it on your live site. So now let's move on. So if I go back to Magnetism Help in Appearance, you'll see now in our Help Center, a brief introduction, we have the link to our theme documentation, which if I just briefly click that, you'll see it brings us into our Help Center. If I click into theme options, we'll have a look at that very briefly. A number of articles that might be useful in terms of how to speed up your site, how to do translations, and we'll mention some of the other things in our Help Center a little bit later on. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and launch the Customizer. So the Customizer is our main place where we do things to customize the theme to your specific needs. So you'll see when I click in, this is the main native WordPress Customizer. You can see if I click into General Settings, we can adjust things like the height of our logo area, and we can actually add logos. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. So here's the logo I've just created very quickly for my new fashionista blog that I'm about to start running. You can see here WordPress logo cropping tool allows me to tweak my logo a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and save and publish that change. Let's take a look. Okay, so our new logo has now replaced the magnetism text that was previously on screen. So let's go back to the customizer. A few more things we might want to do. If you want to add a favicon, you would add that here. I'm not going to bother right now. Some more things you might want to do. Let's change that to be a little bit closer to our logo. So it's a primary color. General links. Again, why not? Let's just keep it pretty consistent for now. If you've ever used the WordPress Customizer, it's pretty straightforward stuff. Let's make it a little bit more garish for the purposes of this tutorial, just so you can actually see what these are doing. I'll go ahead and just show you. So you can see the little background color here has been adjusted quite quickly. The main primary swatch color is popping in here. And you'll see that the theme is obviously smattered with different color spots as you go through. Again, here you see our customization starting to take shape. So that's colors. Header navigation. So again, you can tweak your header background. So if you need something a little bit more to your specific requirements, you can do that. Header layout, we can adjust the header height. It's quite simple. So for the purposes of Fashionista, I'm going to keep things quite simple, short. Main navigation layout, so we can tweak our line heights. Again, some of these won't show up instantly in the customizer because you can see it's loading our responsive design pattern here on this screen. So your mileage will vary depending on your screen size. We could disable our sticky navigation, which I will do. And we can tweak our navigation color here as well. Okay, and again, each time save and publish, I like to keep a separate tab open so I can actually look at the site and keep the customizer open at the same time. Yes, one more thing I should also do here in the customizer while we're here. In menus, you can see if you want to add a main menu very quickly, we can add some links here. Yeah, I'll do for now. I'll make that our main menu. Save and publish. You can see now it's reflected here along the top. Okay. Some of the key features, so we have a homepage carousel, which we can switch to show, which loads in very nice carousel you would have seen in the demo homepage. Again, that pulls in, what does it pull in? It pulls in whatever you decide to display in it. So here we have a specific category, number of posts, a number of slides take place at once. So quite a lot of configuration options there. Looks quite well actually with 2. Just while it's loading, and we'll go back here. So we can choose to show and hide excerpts on our archive pages. We have a number of settings on the individual posts. We can show and hide authors, share buttons, footer layout. Again, you can show and hide the footer. I'm going to go ahead and hide the footer in this case. What else have we got? and typography, all important typography. So the theme by default uses source sans. Let's change to Roboto as our main. Oh, Roboto, not Roboto condensed. For our main font family, let's say publish. For our main body. I'm going to switch some of our headings and main menus to use Roboto as well. And why not change paragraphs to also use Roboto? Okay. So now, let's go and look at our widgets. So by default, WordPress will install a number of these widgets. I'm going to go ahead and remove them. We don't need those as soon as we imported our own widget settings. Again, don't forget to save and publish. Okay. It's looking more like I want it to look. And this is also a very, very useful feature, which is native to the WordPress. So, for example, if there's something in the theme that you want to tweak, and there isn't a theme option for it, and you're comfortable doing some basic HTML and CSS, you can go straight away into the customizer. And again, if you're aware of some basic customization skills so I'm using Chrome here to identify a particular class to target. And let's just say I wanted to bump up the font size on that particular element. I'll just do that straight away. Or just to show you, make it ridiculously big. Absolutely no point doing that on a live site. We'll make it nice and small. And the customizer will show you straight away what effect your edits are having. So again, just to show you quickly, if I wanted to tweak the footer, I can see that this is probably my best class to target. And let's make it nice and big just to show you. Yeah, okay. Okay, so again, you want to make some tweaks to allow for maybe just do it at that level there. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so that's the basic customizer in the free version of Magnetism. There's also a pro version, which clicking this link here will bring you to our pro page. So here you'll see some of the main features really of the pro. What's different between the pro version and the free version? A couple of things really. First one is WooCommerce. So WooCommerce is obviously the world's most popular e-commerce plugin at this point, with 30% of all e-commerce stores running on it. And we have quite a deep integration with WooCommerce. We've had a huge amount of experience working with WooCommerce since its inception. So we've incorporated a lot of our best practices into Magnetism Pro. So really, if you're selling anything from your website, you really should take a close look at Magnetism Pro to see how it works with WooCommerce. We also have a review post type, which is very, very common on a lot of blogs today. And certainly on my fashionista blog that I'll be launching, I'll be using the review post type quite a lot. And essentially, WordPress or Magnetism Pro has deep integration with the review post type. And again, we have some more options here in terms of different grid layouts with sidebar, without sidebar, a bit more flexibility built into the Pro version. And last but not least, we have an Instagram footer, which is quite nice on our Pro version. And a lot more theme options too. So just a bit more fine-tuned control over how your particular WordPress site looks. So again, if you want to get to, I'll just come out of Customizer now briefly for one moment. Back in our Help Center, if you want to know more information about the Pro version, you'll see we have a feature comparison here in the Help Center, which shows you pretty much everything I've said here. Now, if you're also an existing Magnetism free user, you can also benefit with a currently a 30% discount, which if you click from within the theme here, you'll see, oh, I've just popped in because I already have something on my cart right now. If I go back to here, you'll see, oh yes, I've uploaded, it's a different link, but if I just, I'll show that to you now in a few minutes. We have a separate, alrighty, so yeah, back on the right link here now, you can see that if I click on the Get Magnetism Pro link, it brings you off to our landing page telling you all about why you should upgrade to the wonderful Magnetism Pro, which I'm sure all of you will. It's such a wonderful theme. Again, you get 30% off, so it's a pretty good deal. Now, so let's go back to our WordPress site. And let's take a look at the editor. So you'll see we're not relying on any page builder whatsoever to create the pages that you see on Magnetism. So it's very, very simple to edit your content. No special skills, no shortcodes. It's all just plain, simple, native WordPress. Nothing else required. Same for pages. Simples. For a contact form, of course, we have a shortcode, but for just general editing, no page builder required. Breath of fresh air. There's our form. That's really it. I mean, there's lots of other things you can look at. If you go back to our theme documentation, you'll see that we have additional guides. So for example, if you want to install Jetpack, related posts and enhanced gallery options, got a guide for that. And we've got some just more in-depth details here about some of the things I've covered in this video. But again, the documentation covers them in a little bit more detail. So if you need help with using Magnetism, you can always contact us here if you want to report a bug from our support ticket, which will come straight into our support customer service team. If you want support for the actual theme itself, you should always consider popping over to creatingcode.com and buying either the Pro version of the theme or joining the theme club. We've got a rapidly growing theme club with quite a few themes now for specializing in certain business niches. Slash industrial one called Production Pro, Magnetism Pro we've looked at today, Clinic Pro, which is very much based around doctors and dentist surgeries, Start Right Pro, which is an excellent theme, very popular theme for startups and new businesses, and Judgment, which is based on the legal industry. Yeah, and we have a lot more to come very, very soon. So consider joining the theme club, or you can buy individual themes as well. And yeah, that's really it. So again, we'll stay tuned for some additional tutorials on magnetism, and absolutely give us a shout out if you want to let us know what features you'd like us to add to our themes. Pop on over to Facebook, search for Create and Code Theme Users, and consider joining our Facebook group, which is a great place to get feedback and tips and tricks, and absolutely show us what you've created with Magnetism. Really looking forward to seeing what you do with it. That's it for today, folks. Thank you.